give a
sounds like
shit.
a good hero idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? That's not bad.
I haven't seen that before on a mobile, and that's hard to do.
Just made that up now. Right? So, anyway, it's just not a big deal. And it got banned in Russia, obviously. Like, Russians are a bit sensitive about having gay stuff around children because they think that's how gays recruit. It's so bad. No, they do. That's what
as if there's some sort of army, like.
Yeah, that's what they think they do, mate.
All the comments will be like, but how can Existence be on a French team when he is Belgian? And it's like, I've told you this before, okay? Don't be disingenuous. There are Belgians who, to me, there's 3 types of Belgian, Rich. You ready? There's the Belgian who thinks he's Belgian, but he's a German. There's the Belgian who thinks he's Belgian. You see, listen, mate, I'm always going to have this with every country. There's the Belgian who thinks he's a Belgian, but he's Dutch. And there's the Belgian who thinks he's a Belgian, but he's French. Now, you're one of those 3, but it's one thing you're not. It's a fucking Belgian. Because all a Belgian is essentially some sort of fucked up guy who thinks democracy is a good idea, but only if it's overloaded with so much bureaucracy that basically nothing happens, and all you get to do is just call yourself a Belgian. So that's all it's about. So to me, Existence is French. I don't give a fuck what his flag says. Probably not the best time now to think about it, Rich, probably be saying all this stuff, but to me, he's French. He's essentially French. He's culturally French.
And I don't think that's about
No Neo. That was fucking loads of exclamation marks.
No, here's my favorite, Rich. I
spot.
actually just scrolled down. This one's brilliant. I'd love someone explain to me again how the AWP is a skillful weapon. That's literally a bronze shitter who's been wrecked by some AWPs because he doesn't know how to fucking peek a guy outside on nuke. And he's like, AWP is noob gun. It's like, why don't you use it and wreck? I am more skilled than that. It's like unreal, isn't it? Like, why are people like that even comment on a fucking competitive gaming list?
Right, there was a where the fuck is Freiburg, but I'm just gonna put it this way: that's got to be a troll.
Yeah, it's got to be trolling, yeah.
Shroud, no Shroud. How can I agree with that list? There's one. Let me see. There was another good one right near the bottom. It was unreal. I got to find the exact comment for the comedy to work.
Oh yeah, this reminds me as well, by the way. See if you can look at that. I've got another point to make, which is the other thing people do, and as someone who's written a lot of articles that are like, especially historical ones where I'm trying to do top X players or something, you know, one of the most infuriating things, at least if you read the comments, is people who suggest a name but don't say who to take off. So basically what they do is you say, right, top 10 players of all time. And then you list your 10 and they're like, yep, yeah, but you didn't put Forrest on there. And what about early Nico? And don't forget when Kusha had those good games, it's like, mate, you've just listed 25 names. I have to pick 10 Down syndrome. I have to stop at number 10. I can't go number 10. There's about 7 of them for number 10. Keep going for the names after that. Like, I have to stop at 10. That's why I can't put more names. You can, if you have 25 names, you're always going to beat me, aren't you? Because you've got an amazing list. What do you want? Top 10. You have to cut it at 10. Like your life should have been.
Oh, I'm fucked. He's not been as, obviously.
Yeah, but that's basically that's the short explanation, Rich. The difference is Snacks had 3 months that were bad. Freiburg had a third of his career in CSGO that was bad. There's a bit different there. One of them's like, I'm having a slump. The other one's like, oh, when did it start? 1989. Yeah, that's like, maybe you're just not any good anymore, mate.
All right. Well, I definitely.
Some of them related to things like that. What I've realized from this experience, Richard, is some Americans, it's not that they don't get subtlety, it's that they sort of just decide sometimes that it doesn't exist. Like, even if you said something, I'm not even referring to like that specific joke I made there, but some other things that people brought up from months ago, where they would say it in a way that suggested that they really thought that it was just a statement. Like, I'll give you an example. Okay, there was one team came up to me and they said something like, wow, like, can you stop hating on us or something? I was like, I don't think I've even addressed your team ever. Like, I'm not even joking, mate. Like, I think I legitimately have never done anything about your team. I can't even remember a joke I've ever even made about your team. And they were like, no, but months ago, you were like describing the NA scene and then you talked about our team and you were like, oh, I wouldn't even care if that team died in a plane crash. And I was like, I can't remember that. Here's the thing. So I was like, I can't remember that. But then when he described the whatever the context was, I actually did remember it when they said the context. Apparently, it was before MLG, which was the first game that CLG, the first LAN that CLG went to, like with that brand new lineup when they were CLG, right? And so I think when I was describing them, I said that like about CLG, as in like I was going through all the names of the teams, and when I got to them, that was like an emphatic way of sort of suggesting like I don't know who they are, I've never seen any of them playing, so I don't really give a fuck. So when I said that part about like I couldn't care less if they died in a plane crash, they actually took that as like he wants us to die in a plane crash. Like, well, obviously not. I wouldn't even make sense, would it?
Do you not think?
I will acknowledge it might be unnecessary to say, but even so, you get my point.
Well, yeah,
I'm not even on my radar, though, mate.
To do so would, in the words of Pat McFadden, infantilize terrorists. You'll be unsurprised to learn we don't really think that Friends is responsible for the rise of Islamic State, but we're not that excited for the reunion. What the fuck was all that about?
I don't even know.
What have you done with your
He's
time?
just got
mate?
nothing else to write, does he?
Yeah,
He's
that is
got
like
a
literally
turn in something.
You may as well go to your editor and be like, I can't turn in my article today. Well, I'm out of shit. I'm literally out of shit. There's nothing left in my brain.
I've squared my ring piece, and there is no shit to be found.
There's just nothing. I'm out of shit. I'm done. I'm literally done. Just here, look. This is my resignation letter. I'm out. Well, no. Well, wait there, Rupert, mate. What were you gonna write? You don't even want to know. It's so mad that my brain's come up with this that you'll probably fire me for suggesting it. Well, look, we've still got that deadline. We need something for tomorrow. So what have you got, Rupert? I was going to write a sort of half-joking piece about Friends being responsible for the rise of ISIS. And the editor sat there and gone, file it. File it. We'll run that over at GQ. Rupert's going, nah, mate. Nah.
Don't make me write there.
No, I was just, please fire me. Like, this is an absurd suggestion. No.
Even that picture is saying "kill me," but the picture of him
Yeah,
is
innit?
like, "Please,
kill
me,
put me down before I write more things." You know what? How do you
save me from myself?
What's this around? What's coming next week?
Get into the last event we did, which of course was the PGL Season 1 Finals. Really fucking crazy that they were calling it the Season 1 Final. I'm sure we did one before it. I know.
That's just isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
Like, that's the sort of thing.
I don't.
You really haven't thought of posterity when you do something like that, because obviously in the future, think about this. This isn't being pedantic to tell you that, right? Because what's going to happen is in the future, someone's going to say, "Oh, well, look." Well, actually, I guess in this case they have covered themselves because TSM won both the seasons, so they wouldn't be wrong anyway. But let's say someone said, "Okay, oh, remember when TSM beat Virtus Pro?" And they were like, "What? You mean the season 1?" No, I mean like the second time. Oh yeah, you mean season 1? Well, who did they beat before that? Fnatic. When was that then? Well, the first season, but it was the kickoff. Like, come on, mate. Come on, we can solve this. There's a number system we've got. The numbers. Much like many of you, this suggests to me when they sign him as an analyst, either A, they know something we don't know about when he'll be unbanned, if he will indeed, or B, they don't know that he's going to be unbanned, but if he ever is one day, they want to have him locked up so that they can just bring him into this lineup. And hey, if that could happen, then that addresses a lot of the issues I said before and would be really good. I mean, admittedly, not that many aggressive players, but okay, that would shore up a lot of the things I brought up before. So I get it as a move. It's a smart move. I just don't buy it as that he's coming as an analyst, so that we should really address it as like, oh, and how will his analysis be? What will it be? And be like, guys, I was watching your demos before. I can't really do like a redneck accent, so I can't do his accent. Be like, hey guys, I was watching. I can't do it. Maybe I'll just keep going. It's like, guys, I was watching your demos, and I was just thinking that y'all should try some of those just triple kills with a deagle. You ever try that? Guy comes in long A, you line that sucker up, the sumbitch up, you pooh, one headshot. I know there's a guy behind you. I know. I saw him. I peeked him. You do a little shift, a little shimmy on back. Take him out with the deagle too. This is terrible. I'm keep going. And then you know what? That third guy's coming up. Yes, sirree. You shoot around, swivel on those hips, boy. Bang a Rooney. You got yourself a little triple. 3, the trifecta. That's the triple kill. 3 kills with a deagle. That's what I want you guys to try. And everyone would just be sat there like, that's not even analysis, really. What even is that? Just like, why are we paying him again? He's going to be unbanned in a few months. He's really good. Good analysis. I like it. Yeah, you were a thinker. Could you actually listen? Don't waste those gems on us right now. We might forget them. Could you write all those down in like a notepad file and email them to me? I want to read them by myself later, and just to really pour over them. All. Yeah. When did he say he's being on band again? I think soon. Okay, so just like put up with the analysis. And oh yeah, sure. I'm enjoying you being on the team. Quite frankly, we never had anything like this before. I don't even know what. The accent went everywhere. Fuck it, we're keeping going. So anyway, back over to the other teams. So
makes sense, because when you look at the results of the teams and you know the concept that like Shocks has to go with Smiths, so since you want to get rid of Smiths, you sort of have to get rid of Shocks. It all does add up at the end. Like, it is the only players that each team could get. It's the obvious move since both teams need a change. The problem is when you say that thing about like, I'm surprised that Shocks gave like Existence another chance to be the sugar daddy. Here's the thing. Here's the analogy for you, Rich. It's like when a girl from a rich family, she meets a young guy who's got a leather jacket and a motorcycle. And, you know, the mother's like a really controlling mother who wanted her to kind of like, you know, go to finishing school and marry like a nice businessman and, you know, have like a nice family. Instead, she wants to go. And she's like, listen, don't marry him. You know, you'll be slumming it. You know, he'll never be able to take care of you the way he should. You know, I know you're in love right now, but love is fleeting. You know, she's like she's the crone figure. You know, she's like, you know, my father, you know, your father and I were in love at once, but that doesn't last. But look what I have here. I have a foundation. I have a family. I'm part of the ladies' society, you know. So then the girl's like, okay, I don't care, mother. I'm going to go and do it anyway. So she goes out there and she leaves and she goes and she gets married to that guy. And it doesn't work out eventually, right? You know, love does burn out, and then she's poor, and then she's trying to bring up some kids on her own, and he's not treating her so well because he's having a hard time at the factory. So eventually, here's the thing. It's not like she liked her mother. It's not like she thought her mother's right. But eventually, because it's going so badly there, she does come back to her mother, and she says like, oh, everything went wrong. You know, I should have listened to you. And then the mother's just like, that's right, darling. It's okay. Everything's all right now. You're back where you belong. You can take your old room, bring the kids back. We'll get you back. I told you he was a worthless piece of shit, that Happy. He was overrated, wasn't he? He was never as good as me, was he? I am the best. Now, welcome back to Titan. And just remember to do everything that I say. And that's what it's like. And now they're back in the compound, as it were, Rich. They're back in the cult.
Why it started getting such huge viewership because of the betting and the gambling.
No,
I
but
don't
I mean,
understand why we're like hiding it in the corner.
I talk to streamers about this though. They say like sometimes when they actually play games, their viewing numbers go down. I don't know seriously, I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, if you want to watch a guy like just gamble and win and lose, and you're like, oh, the giddy thrill of it, like that to me seems stupid. But then again, I don't watch fucking game shows, and guess what game shows are on TV? Guess what they are? Those people are gambling. They're taking risks to try and increase their finances. Now, sure, they haven't, you know, paid anything up front. It's not their real income that's at stake. But if you want to know why it's popular on Twitch, this is why. People enjoy this shit. You know, like that show with Noel Edmonds opening the boxes. And it's just a box with a number in it. And you get all these guys, and they're like, I got a system. You got a system. You got a system? Yeah, well, I always go with 14 because that's my sister's birth. That's not a fucking system. That's superstition, you dumb motherfucker. It's not the same thing. But people watch that shit. That was like one of the most popular TV shows over here, Deal or No Deal. And it was literally people opening boxes with numbers in and Noel Edmonds having some sort of delayed breakdown and not being famous anymore, talking to his fucking imaginary friend on the fucking phone. Oh, yeah. Oh, the banker says, you're fucked, mate. There's no banker.
The split personalities.
Yeah, it's just not the voices in Noel Edmonds' head. That's ridiculous. So, you know, they pay him.
It's also tough if you're in NIP, though, because listen, if I'm in like TSM, if I'm in C9, when I go into the site, there's fucking coordinated smokes coming over. A guy's getting flashed on my left, so I only look to my right. In NIP, it's like, go on then, run into the site. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, you run in first, and then I'll kill the guy who kills you. Oh, cheers. Like, it's like fucking trench warfare or something. Like, go over next wave. But the others just got butchered. Go on over, you coward. I'll shoot you in the back.
Yeah, blowing the whistle. Right, he's there. I'll be right behind you, mate. Beep, 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 beep. Fucking Blackadder. Yeah, it's unreal.
People don't realise it was
Emil saved NIP. He saved, and effectively died for its sin. We have had the pleasure and opportunity to work with some of the largest brands in the world, created our line of merchandise, established our peripheral brand in Exertify Gaming, and we have had our own hamburgers at McDonald's, the McNip and the McHeaton.
Imagine the judge right there. Like, again, I will direct you. This is not about hamburgers. This is about criminal negligence in the field of accounting. Please do not refer to foodstuffs or anything related to that. And he's like, Your Honor, may I just mention the chocolate? The chocolate, Your Honor. Again, this is about accounting. Please stay on the topic.
Right, and it gets better though. Right, for me, I think the real highlight is where they point out that in addition to saving NIP and saving NIP, I don't know from what, and bringing them to the promised land of having burgers named after them, he also is an ambassador for a Swedish organization against bullying that targets preventing hatred on the internet. So, like, we'll just throw that in there. Definitely just throw that in there. He's totally not into that. Definitely not. So, yeah, I recommend you guys.
People who cook the books are in favor of bullying. So, case closed, Your Honor. I believe we can all be home for a McNip and some of those potato chips by 6. So.